On this episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7, ride along as we ride and evaluate the Skidoo XRS and Artic Cat ZR 7000, a couple of sleds made to rip up the groomed trails. We take you inside Rockspeed FX, a company-changing rider ergonomics, and we profile a cross-country racer, Bobby Mini. All that and more now on SLEDHEAD 24/7.
And then just control your body weight. It's ready for another breath.
Welcome to another episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7, where we are everything snowmobile. I'm your host, Carly Applin, and we have a lot to get to on this show today, so we're going to kick it off with a sled evaluation from Artic Cat.
What we have here today is Artic Cat's ZR 7000 Snow Pro. What this machine is, the 7000, is the Yamaha motor in it, the 1000cc, tried, proven, powerful, quiet, does everything you need to do in a 4-stroke motor. The power plant on the ZR 7000 is a 3-cylinder Yamaha motor. The thing is quiet, smooth, great economy, and bulletproof. With the Ripsaw 1.25" track, 129 length, it just helps you, propels you straight, hooks up great. Some changes they made on this new platform is they went with the Team clutches. It's got a whole new primary and secondary clutch designed by Team. And riding it, the response is there, smooth back shift. I really do think they hit it with these clutches. You look at this and you see the Artic Cat's sexy green, but on top of that, they went with the new bumper on the front, give it a little bit more of a rigid, mean look, and protection as well. You come back into the sled, you have the new Fox QS3 shocks. They did their homework, they did their testing, and they actually, each chain from soft, medium to hard makes a huge difference. You can dial it into your riding style from conditions to rider weight. It just makes it so easy. Fox did a great job working with Artic Cat on those shocks. The ergos on the ZR 7000 are real nice. The bars sit up for me. I feel real confident there. The new brake lever they put on the Snow Pro brake lever has got a little curve on the end. So if you are cornering hard to the left, you got a little bit, you can kind of brake off to the edge. And also the gauge, the LCD gauge has great readout, gives you a lot of information, probably more than you really need to know on a snowmobile, but it's nice to know. Next to that, they have a 12-volt plug-in, GPS, phone charger, you name it, you can do that. You know, and a real neat feature is the heated seat on this model. It has a high-low heated seat. In the heated seat, it just helps, it radiates a little bit of heat up into your body, just gets your core, kind of gets that edge off on a cold day riding. All you need to do is look in the catalog, and I do mean the Artic catalog, because they have windshields, different things you can get, bags, all the way through. Kind of person that would really like to ride. I mean, it's a trail sled, but yet the Snow Pro, it can handle the bumps. A little more aggressive, I think. I mean, it's a pretty versatile machine in my opinion, especially with the 7000 with the 4-stroke motor in it. It's quiet, smooth, nice power. The clutching is great, more responsive than I've felt in the past, better back shifting. It's not lazy coming in and out of corners. It's right there, right now. It is just a blast to drive.
The ZR 7000 is a sled made to go the distance with plenty of features to make the ride more enjoyable. Still ahead, we evaluate the Skidoo XRS, profile a player's cross-country rider, and highlight a company-changing rider ergonomics. Stay tuned.
SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil, the first in synthetics, Polaris, Terrain Domination, Artic Cat, Share Our Passion, Skidoo Snowmobiles, FXR, world-class outerwear, and by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram.
You're watching SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your guide, Carly Ablin. It's time to introduce you to Rock Speed FX, a company changing the way we ride.
So Rock Speed FX, we do motorsports products for motorcycles through snowmobiles, ATVs, street bikes, enduros, adventure bikes. The company started in 1999 by my cousin Rocky Cutsforth. Rocky was 6'2" and really wanted to ride a snowmobile like he rode a motorcycle or a motocross bike. Being tall and lanky like he was, because back in those days when you sat on a snowmobile, your hands were right above your knees. And came up with the risers, Rock's pivoting risers, which is a patented product. And then the other thing he did was come out with the sled treads, the footboards that kind of widened the footboards of the snowmobiles and added traction. And the whole family is very creative and crafty and inventive. And we grew up together from the age of 5 years old when my folks moved up to Grand Rapids here. Two years ago, my wife and I bought the company from Rocky's widow. 2010, Rocky and I and some friends were going to go on a adventure bike ride over in Nemo, South Dakota. He went on a business trip over there a couple weeks before we were going to go on our trip and got in an accident and actually passed away. The day before the funeral, Rocky's wife and his brother and father called us up and said, hey, we want to come over to the shop and talk with us. About a month before Rocky passed away, she and Rocky had a conversation about life and the possibilities of what can happen in life. And then Rocky said to her, if anything ever happens to me, Chris is the guy that could come up and take over. Anything he doesn't know, he'll learn. We've been really working hard at growing the company. We've expanded our equipment in that 2 years. We're manufacturing everything in-house. Pride ourselves in being a made in the USA company. The growth of the company has been exceptional. Our connection to the OEMs has really been growing. The FlexTech handguards, which is used virtually by most everybody on the ISOC circuit. We do a lot of product development through the race teams. A lot of the things that have come out that really work great on the trail actually are used right on the racetrack. Kind of our goal in life is not to just make a product to try to take a buck. Our goal is to make a product that the customer is happy with so that they become advocates of Rock Speed FX and they tell their friends. Word of mouth is the best form of marketing. One guy buys a product and likes it, tells his buddies, and then the rest of them want to put it on their bike or their snowmobile. In the snowmobile market, we do everything from the handlebars down through the skid. When you put a lot of miles on, if it's on the trail on a snowmobile or a motorcycle, you get the finger tingles because your fingers go to sleep. We make a riser that kind of breaks the resonant frequency of the motor and the tires coming up into the handlebars by kind of cutting out the hard connections and putting rubber cushions in place. Everybody kind of gets used to and accepts what's given, but what's great about what we do is we, again, custom fit the vehicle to you. And that's something that the average customer can do. If you're a mechanical type of a person, it doesn't take much to completely change the feel of your vehicle, whether it's the pivoting riser or the high adjustable riser or a set of handguards, traction products on your floorboards or your snowmobile. It's something that everybody can handle. It's not complicated.
For more on Rockspeed FX, visit our website at SLEDHEAD24-7.com, where we've set up a link. Still ahead, we evaluate the Skidoo XRS 800 E-Tech and highlight a special build for the Outdoorsman. Stay tuned. You're watching SLEDHEAD 24/7. If it happens on the snow, then you'll find it here first. Time now to hit the trails hard and introduce you to the Skidoo XRS.
Today I'm out riding the new Skidoo XRS 800 E-Tech. This has always been one of my go-to sleds whenever I want to go out and pound out a bunch of miles, hammer the trail. We've picked this sled as the rough trail sled of the year many times. And what did they do to this thing this year? Is they made it even better. They put a new 129 R-Motion skid in it, suspension, so it got a little longer. I've always liked the Renegades, and now they bridged between a standard 120 and a 137, kind of cut the difference. And I think they hit it right out of the park with this one. And just the ergos on these XRSs, they put a little taller bar on it than the normal Adrenaline or the X models. The suspension is a little stiffer. If you like a softer ride, a more plush ride, the X version of the sled would be a lot better choice for you. But this is just all in all an all-out bump monster. The thing lays flat in the corners as well as lays flat in the bumps. But it is so stable at speeds. The faster you go, the more fun this is in the bumps. But the machine is just, it handles so well. They went with the new Pilot TS adjustable ski, which now you can make this turn on a dime or make it nice and easy, make it whatever kind of control you'd like. And it complements the RAS2 front end. The RAS2 front end on these now, it's just so much more positive steering and so much effortless to steer. So you put a bunch of carbide down and it still doesn't fight you whatsoever. The new 129R Motion, you can get the optional quick adjust adjusters for compression and spring. You can get them underneath. I mean, a lot of times once you set them, you pretty much will leave them, but it is nice having them here, especially with us at the show here. We're switching from size of riders and different riders, and it's nice to be able to dial it in per rider. In some of our past shows, we've talked about how to adjust all the coupler blocks and stuff on this exact sled. You do that, you can dial it in to your liking, no problem. Yeah, this particular one we're riding has the optional ice ripper track, which is the small studs that they actually mold into the track. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do they hold up? What do they do? I mean, they've been out for quite a few years. I mean, I've seen 4,000 or 5,000 miles on them, and I do feel they hold up better than a stud. They're not as aggressive as a stud. I mean, it's tough. A stud is going to hook up a lot better, but for all-around riding, I mean, we've been running on some icy trails and icy roads, and with the ice ripper track will keep you a lot straighter. Without it, sometimes you'll feel the back end want to get out when you're giving a little too much throttle. The ice ripper track will point this thing straight. It just enhances this whole snowmobile. And if you're going to purchase this sled and you do want to run studs, you may want to make sure you get the proper track to be able to stud. Being the XRS, you have all the creature features up here at your fingertips. Grips are adjustable, which is neat. It's not just a high-low. You can actually set it from low to high. You got like 12 settings, both with the thumb and the grips. It's got all the luxuries in a package that can hit the bumps. You know, what can I say about the 800R E-Tech power plant? It's tried, it's proven. We've had this since 11, and the thing is awesome. They make little refinements here and there with mapping and timing. And all in all, it's a very good machine.
If you're in the market for a new ride, make sure to check out Skidoo's website, where there's plenty of deals and incentives to get you on the ride of your dreams. Now let's hit the cross-country circuit and profile Polaris racer number 131, Bobby Minnie.
Hey guys, Bobby Minnie, number 131. I race for Polaris. We're out here at the USXC cross-country race in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Cross country is kind of one of those grassroots organizations where you're pretty much out in the open and the elements, and you know, whatever comes at you comes at you. There's stumps and rocks and culverts, and it's just kind of one of those things where you're out in the woods doing your thing. A lot of things change, you know, the holes get deeper, rocks and stuff get exposed, and it's a long, grueling kind of a deal. Yeah, so I'm running a 2016 Pro S Axis 600, and they're great sleds. Walker Evans shocks we got on them are working great. You know, they're just a phenomenal sled. You know, they work well in a lot of different conditions, whether it's flat ice or rough ditches, and you know, they've done well for us over the past couple of years.
Good luck to all the racers on a safe and successful season. Still ahead, we feature an Artic Cat sled made for the outdoorsman. Stay tuned.
SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by AmSoil, the first in synthetics. Stud Boy, traction with an attitude. Straight line performance. Ziegler Cat, exceptional service backing the best equipment. The U.S. Air Force, aim high. And by Speedworks, straight up USA horsepower.
Welcome back to SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your host, Carly Applin. Rockspeed FX did a special Artic Cat build for the outdoorsman. Let's find out more.
This is our latest feature build that we've done for one of the OEMs. This is Artic Cat Bearcat 3000. It's only 16 model, 704 stroke. Kind of the feature on this is the snow camo stealth look. We put it into the seat, custom seat cover. Also had a digital wrap done by Blown Concepts. We took the two timber snow camo and applied it to the seat and the wrap. It's kind of, the idea is when you're out hunting the varmints, kind of be as stealthy as you can be. New features on it. It has our Rox Flex Tech handguards on it with a custom cover. One of the additional features of this handguard, besides protecting your hands, is the fact that it kind of creates a heat pocket for your hand. I particularly don't like riding with big thick gloves on. It kind of wears your hands out, wears your forearms out. I like to have a thin glove, and with these handguards on, it makes the wind go past the top and the bottom, and kind of gives you that heat pocket, as we say, so you can wear thin gloves with hand warmers on. Our new BPR block risers. This one is an 8-inch riser. We make it out of an extruded material that we own. Another nice feature that we did on this sled was we added a GPS holder. So either a cell phone holder or GPS. We like to use a GPS when you're out in the trail, when you're out cruising around unfamiliar areas, or you're out hunting, going through the woods. The last thing you want to do is get lost, so we got a nice feature of this cell phone holder or GPS holder mounted on the risers. One of the things that we really wanted to put on this rig was the ability to have a spotlight, so to speak, and we wanted to have it up high enough that it would really be a usable thing by the rider, or by the user. So one of those features is the fact that when you turn the handlebars in your seated position, now you can actually point the light to wherever you want to see. So by turning the handlebars, it turns the light, and you can project out to where you want to possibly go, or if you hear something, you can turn the handlebar, and then when you're done, you simply pull the lever, fold it down out of the way, lock it back in place, and you're good to go. No, it's not in your way. Another feature that we did is we put on a custom bumper from Artic Cat. You can buy that from their accessory catalog. That is a kind of a bigger bumper, Bearcat bumper, made for any stump jumping you might do, or any hidden logs you might encounter. It has their new 10/8 ski that is made to float on the deep snow. Well, one of the things you got to have if you're going to make an ultimate hunting rig is you got to have a gun scabbard. So what we did is we went in the accessory catalog, Artic Cat, came out of there with the gun scabbard and all the mounting hardware, and retrofitted it onto the rear bumper. Another thing we've done is retrofitted this with an auxiliary tank This is the new 704 stroke. It gets pretty good mileage, so we've added a few more gallons to the back so you can really go long haul, hunt that little coyote down. We also put a nice bag in the back that fits right in. And the Procline boards, we've cut them apart, cut apart the boards on the sled and put Procline boards on it by utilizing some adapters on both sides. Kind of a really cool feature is the fact that we put rear reverse lights on this. So when you hit the reverse button, the lights come on in the back. And we also have hidden lights underneath the tunnel and underneath the A-frame or the A-arm wells. Really proud of how this thing turned out.
Whether you're checking the trap line or towing your ice house, that build fits any outdoorsman on a mission. Well, that's all the time we have for you for this episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Who knows, you might just ride with us this season. From all of us here at SLEDHEAD 24/7, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the snow.
240 on the skinny tires. Brat, 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 brat.